Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Tremors 4, The Legend Begins, starring Michael Gross, Sarah Botsfield, Brent Room, Billy Drago, August Schellenberg, forgive me if I said that wrong, J.E. Freeman, Ming Lo, and Lydia Look, and directed by S.S. Wilson. Let's just get straight into this, shall we? In Nevada, 1889, and yes, this is a prequel, and I didn't know this on my first viewing until later in the film, when we get introduced to the main character, which I'll get to later in the show. And the idea of it being a prequel is done so often it gets on my nerves now. In a town called Rejection, people are leaving town. Before it was Perfection, it's called Rejection, because of the mind of the tunnels closing up. And remaining left is Christine Lord, played by Sarah Botsford, and the Changs and others until someone comes in the mines. Hiram Gummer, played by Michael Gross. And I said played by because this character isn't named Bert. But for now, let's call him Hiram. As Hiram arrives in town, and I don't like the fact this is a prequel, and these characters are just bland. I don't care for them. While Hiram is a show off, for example, the fancy bed and giving a terrible advice to children, and it makes me think I've seen this idea before, as it is unoriginal. And the graboids attack the horses, and Brick, who's one of the people joining Hiram to see why the mine is closed, and another person who I can't remember the name of is eaten by graboids. They haven't called him that yet, let's just say it that way. And they're attacked and can't figure out what these things are, which they'll know in the first movie. And the effects look so damn cheap. And Hiram and Pion, Ling Cheng, played by Ming Lo, walk back to town, and I'm not following this plot as it's so stupid I can't stand it. I'm bored by this movie, as I don't care for the characters, like I said, as I don't get to know them quite well either. The movie is quite boring, and I want these graboids to attack the people in the town, as I was distracted by my phone for about 20 minutes of the film. I mean, I was that bored, and Hiram gives Black Hand Kelly, played by Billy Drago, some money to help get rid of the graboids, and they go hunting for them. And I just reviewed Billy Drago in that god-awful Hills Have Eyes remake, I think is what it was. Yeah, it was the remake. And this is the second movie in a row that I watch him in a movie where I don't like him nor his character. And the two movies do a horrible job with what to do with him. And I lost interest in this movie, and it didn't hold it very well. The graboids attack Hiram, Black Hand Kelly, and Juan Padilla, played by Brent Rome, are attacked from the underground inside, sending a message to someone who, and I have reviewed Brent Rome before and briefly, in Deep Blue Sea, and Hiram feels to me like a damn coward, and Michael Gross should have played Black Hand Kelly, as he sounds tougher than the character Michael Gross plays here. And of course, next thing you know, he's eaten by a graboid. And I wanted this thing to just end right now at this point, because I was done with the movie as Christine saves Hiram in Juan's life, and how Hiram is thinking about leaving town and giving up. And like I said before, he's a coward, and I don't want to watch this anymore. Hiram now realizes this message was sent to town, then Rejection, and he comes back to Rejection to fight against the graboids with guns, a punt gun, and other kinds of weapons. And they fight them off the next day, and they prepare to make noise and gear up for battle. And preparing up is so stupid, and fighting begins, and it stops, and they have an idea of how to blow the graboids up, and they make noise to distract it, and they shoot at it, and it grabs a kid that they get it away from the kid and make the graboid episode. And the town is saved, and this movie is over, and I'm like, yay, this movie is over. But the climax was not that exciting. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 1.9 out of 10. I was bored as the characters were bland, boring, and as far as I'm concerned, Michael Gross deserves better than this pile of crap of a character. The effects look really cheap, and the movie lost my interest to the point I just wanted the thing to end 40 minutes before it was over. I don't want any more prequels at this point. Oh, and overall, it wasn't that exciting to end of the day. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next time I will be back with Tremors 5. And until next time, let's shoot some graboids.